Good morning, YouTube. So today we are going to address the dehydration that we're observing in this Oncidium. As you can see, the pleating of the leaves, this means the plant is really in want of water, and also the wrinkling of the bulbs. So what shall we do? This is an old bulb. Now the problem here is that the plant has risen up from the baseline there, up, and it seems to be climbing further up on top of each other, and it seems to be growing vertically, and so it falls short of the medium, and the roots come out in the air, and they're only able to take what I spray on them, or from the moisture from the air. So I have to now remove this from this pot and bring up the medium to this level at least, so that the roots can reach down to the moisture. Now if you can see the plant, I was wondering whether I should divide it, because there's an older section and a newer section. So this is the older section with the older bulbs all gone, and this is you see this is an old spike, and then there are old spikes on this one here too. Here there is an old spike, here is an old spike. So this part of the plant, this to the right, all this is the older section, and here are all the new plants that will give me future spikes. So these are the babies, they are like teenagers now, and I suppose maybe at the end of this year or towards the fall I will get a spike from these. So these are growing from that mother rhizome. So I think it's a rhizome, I'm not sure what it's called. So we have to correct the situation. I am tempted to actually cut away and divide it into two pots, but I've done that before, and an Oncidium that I owned, they got into shock, and it took a long time for them to settle into the new pot. So I'm going to separate the Oncidium from the pot, and we look at the roots and see how to add the moss and medium to bring up the level. So the plant will be seated deeper inside the pot. You see, I'm soaking it. You can see the water there. I'm soaking it to help loosen the medium, and also to soften the roots, which won't break with manipulation once they're soft and soaked. Okay, let's go ahead. So here we are. Here it's been soaking for a while now, say about half an hour, and I'm trying to loosen the plant from the pot. So we just pull gently, all directions, gently. There we go. Here we go, loosening, and here are the roots. So they are quite dry looking, quite packed and struggling. So they've got nowhere to go here, all winding up on the top there. So I'm going to gently, not really unpack it too much, because the medium looks okay. It doesn't look too bad, doesn't look too rotten. So I'm simply going to just move it up or down in the pot. So I'm going to keep it in the same pot, not going to change it because it likes to be tightly pot bound, except we're going to load up a bit more on the medium on the top here. So I'm going to take away some of the bottom medium so the plant can sink into the pot. Alright. Okay, so I have changed my mind. I'm going to put it in a bigger pot because this old pot is really too small. So this is a terracotta pot, and I'm increasingly liking these things because they keep things cool and moist. So you see, it sinks in quite nicely into the pot, and there is a lot of space there, and I'm going to just pack it around, pack the roots all around so it's snug and low in the pot. So what am I using for medium? I have put some lava rock at the bottom, to sort of so that it doesn't sink too deep in. And I've got a mixture of coconut, so coconut fiber and lava rock and some bark medium, the old one, which looks quite healthy and clean still. So I'm just going to pack it up and put a lot more coconut fiber on the top here, so that the roots can point towards the moisture, and there's some retained moisture. You will notice that there is no moss in this at all. It's all just bark and lava rock. Alright, I'll show you the finished product. Okay, so here we are. What I did was I packed it in so it's nice and snug and tight inside. I've actually used quite a lot of coconut husk also on the top here. How shall I show this on the camera? Yeah, just covering the roots with the coconut fibers. I didn't know how else to sink it into the pot. There's no way. This plant is growing vertically, so I just have to take the medium up. So now it's packed. It's not been too disturbed, and hopefully the roots will loosen inside and settle in. And I'm going to water more frequently, and I know that this is not going to dry out or get waterlogged, because there's lava rock inside and bark, and there's no moss, and all the moisture will be retained more on the surface here. So I hope to see less accordion pleating and more healthy, plump looking bulbs compared to, say, this one. See, this is a bit wrinkly. Alright, so that's that. Thanks for watching. Morning YouTube, 27 June 2015, and I'm looking at this orchid that I've owned for since my birthday in February, and it's still in bloom. Phalaenopsis, remember the faded pink flowers. It had two spikes, 1 and 2. The blooms have fallen off this one, and this spike is kind of ready to go now. And there is a little offshoot here, but it's never really taken off, because the light in my office where I had it was very low. It's a northern exposure, and it has vertical blinds, so it's kind of very dim. So it's not flourishing, but at the same time it's not dying. So if you want to have long lasting blooms, keep it in a low lit cool window, and they just go on and on. But I would like to get it into a new spiking cycle. So I am going to cut off these spikes. I'm going to cut them right here, and here. And then I'm going to inspect the roots, because this is grown purely in moss. And I have to put a notice in my office, as you can see there, please do not water, because kind people were just going by and watering it again and again. So I hope that the roots are good, and I'm going to check it, take it out and look at it and repot it. But I think this time I'm going to repot it in a terracotta pot. I'm beginning to like terracotta pots because they retain moisture and they keep the roots cool. And as we know, for spiking we need cooling of roots. So this is what I'm going to do with this orchid. Cut everything off, and I'll show you when I'm done with it. Okay, thanks for watching.